Hello, CherieHanson here. Just finished my Wim Hof breath, and I was once again in a state which I call the prickles. You know, the prickles, where you just feel like all over your body, your skin is vibrating. There is energy that is coming in, that is going out, that you're being, you're getting some kind of remote body healing from the source or whatever. And as I was sitting there, I was thinking about a reading I got from a tarot reader today, which just snapped my hard case open. And the only thing that was left was soft, fluffy, squishy inside of me energy there. The phrase that came to mind as I'm listening is self-made person. When you are put on the earth and you don't see kindness around you, your environment is very, very much out of control. So my father was severely mentally ill, going in and out of 6 different personalities. I never knew who I was dealing with. My mother was borderline. There were no secondary adults until I got to school. There wasn't a sane uncle or a wise grandmother or a neighbor that is watching you struggle through something that even an adult would have trouble with, let alone being a small child. And I thought about how my connection to a sense that there was something more out there. There was something kinder out there. There was something more supportive of my spirit out there. And I'm not saying I was like an arrow just being released and hitting the bullseye. I mean, I failed on so many levels to people who depended on me, who required of me that I be a wise and sane adult. But it took me a long time to get there. I would say I really didn't arrive at that state until my late 30s. I was just wrestling with alligators. I was trying to walk through the tall grass and not step on the copperhead. There's just a sense of imminent danger in my very existence, because of the fact that so many times I had been attacked viciously and come close to leaving the earth. And so I was sitting and listening to this tarot reading, and I was thinking for the first time in my life with great clarity, I did it myself. I didn't have teachers. I didn't have wise ones around me. I didn't have a sane society around me. But I had this internal drive. I had this feeling that no matter how much I was screwing up, this year or this decade, or, how lost I was in the jungle, and I could hear, I could hear the ocean, I could hear the shore, but I didn't know how to get there. I still had this sense that I could somehow get there. I still had the sense that there was more and that I was more. And so I really had this drop down today when I was listening to the reading. My ego tends to be very judgmental. Todd says hello. Hi, Todd. And it's constantly holding me to such high expectations. You know, you're not perfect yet. What have you done? I didn't floss last night. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay? So when I was listening to this and when I was thinking back over my life, I came to see that what I had managed to do to get in a place where I'm a life coach, where I'm a clairvoyant, a psychic, a wise person who has collected so much information about family systems and family trauma and what happens when you're literally hunted when you are under the age of 6. Like, run, run. That I began to understand that I had this inkling, I had this prompt, I had this sense from a very young age. And you can have two minds. Having two minds is a very good thing to have. First of all, critical of yourself because you're screwing up so badly. Why am I being selfish? Why am I neglecting those who depend on me? Why am I work addicted? Why do I keep marrying the wrong man over and over again? And then you get to a place where you step back a little bit and you go, you learned something. You learned something. You went through that and you learned something. And that lesson, that ability to have gotten through it, has the result in creating so much confidence in yourself and so much confidence in the universe. So now I am focused on taking care of my body. I am focused on my spiritual growth. I am focused on trusting myself more than I ever have before. Do I want to go do this thing? No, I'm busy. What are you busy doing? I'm busy watching my mind. It's very, very engaging. You know, it takes all your focus. It takes all your wisdom. It takes all of your understanding to watch your thoughts and watch your decisions and watch the way you move through the world with clarity instead of using a yardstick or a tape measure or calipers that somebody else gives to me that says, here, judge yourself with these criteria. And I think, honestly, when I was 17 and left home, I left, graduated, went across the state, didn't go back, was the beginning of this sense that others could not tell me which way is Treasure Island. I used that last YouTube as well. Sorry, I'm not being very creative. But which way is the way to go in my life? And I think because I instinctively knew that I didn't know. You know that? It's kind of like somebody, you know, the pilot passed out in the plane and somebody says, well, take over the wheel. You go like, I don't know how to do this. And it was kind of like that with life. You know, like, where's the pilot? Where's somebody who can tell me what to do here? And so what I did was I went out on YouTube. I went to Buddhist meditation. I sat with monks. I sat with nuns. I sat with Catholic nuns. And I gave myself over to the trust. To the trust that there's more than this. There's more than normal. There's more than low energy and fight for survival and hating other people because they've made a mistake, and hating myself because I was so thick-headed I couldn't see the mistakes I was making. So you set out in this canoe and start paddling. And your goal, it appears. It's like, I don't know where you go. Where are you going? You go like, oh, I can see something on the horizon. I think that's it. I think that's my goal. And for me, my goal, interestingly enough, is I was trapped growing up with two people who were mentally ill and dangerous and quixotic, changing from moment to moment. So you could never tell who they were. And I could see how much pain they were in. And so as I got older and as I began to coach people, I began to understand that this drive in me to help other people is actually the gift of my childhood. They're hurting themselves. They're making themselves miserable. They're living in a dark, conflicted world. They are making other people into objects and hating them. Can I help them? Can I bring them out of the jungle and into a clearing where they can see more clearly? Yes, I can. And why is that? It's because I was so lost. It was because I screwed up so much. So I can say to a client, I sleep peacefully. Todd sleeps peacefully in my energy. I'm not frightening the fur off of him with anxiety or anything. I have learned to trust the universe. I've learned to trust myself. I have learned to let go and be in a place where I know that I am on a journey that I have chosen. I've been called to it. And my goal is to make it easier for other people so they're not struggling and flopping around in the bottom of the boat. They were caught and they can't breathe, they're dying. This is horrible. So I feel like I'm kind of on it now. I feel like I've gotten through the confusion and I understand that I can help people. I understand that all of my being lost, stupid, neurotic, overly terrified, all the rest of it is actually very helpful when I'm dealing with clients, because I'm not sitting there going, I'm an ascendant master and I just know everything. I go like, no, I mean, you can be in a peaceful place too, because by God, if I can be there, you can be there. And so I have come through to today. The sun is shining. Todd is looking as gorgeous as ever. And what I've come to know is that I have made myself who I am today. I am self-made. It was a pretty nasty process when it was going on. You wouldn't want to watch a reality show and say, oh my God, what is she doing? But if you have faith and you keep on it and you persist, you get to a place that's just so much easier. And you know the universe loves you and takes care of you. And you know that your decisions are all taking you in the direction of being your higher self. Your light worker. A person who came on the surface of the earth to help relieve other people's suffering. And we can all do it. That's what's so wonderful about it. Why should you learn first aid? Because somebody might fall down in front of you and start bleeding out. So I wanted to say that was the message that came through to me today, were the words self-made, and a lot of very, very clear revelations came through. Wim Hof, breath, and cold dip, listening to Thich Nhat Hanh, listening to Buddhist masters, listening to other people who are in a place of such glorious kindness that I can see what I want to become. I want to be compassionate all the time. No excuses. And I do want to thank you for watching my video. I do want to put out there that if you put a thumbs up, a comment, subscribe to my channel, more people are going to hear the message and understand that it doesn't matter what happened to you or how screwed up you got to be. What matters is that you find your way out of it. Contact me for a reading. Contact me if you want tarot cards or psychic reading. I'm here for you. And I want to say again, I really appreciate you.